We had a couple posts go viral. I want you to talk about it a little bit.
Yesterday we got 1,500 followers in one day.
534,000 accounts reached in 7 days.
Close to 1 million accounts reached in a month.
In 1 month.
Actually, close to 1 million accounts reached in a week too. Like it's probably going to end up happening.
Yeah.
Needless to say, I think that it's just so wild that has happened. But even more so, it's so wild that kind of like it just doesn't change that much. But what's happened for me is I've learned this. If I've learned one thing, I've learned this. If you don't choose the right motive, a lot of times the wrong motive will come up. You know what I mean? So I said, I'm going to choose the right motive. I'm going to get excited about this. Not fearful. I'm going to get excited about this influence. And in that, I'm not excited about influence itself, but what is coming of our influence, right? That is people being changed. We're getting messages about people like genuinely asking questions about Jesus. That's something to get excited about.
Amen.
So being excited about the right things will protect you from being excited about the wrong things.
Have you noticed when you call me about it, like I don't have to put this in the pod if it gets cut out, but the last couple of weeks when you've called me about it, I haven't really been talking that much about it.
Mm-hmm.
Have you noticed that?
Mm-hmm.
Even my dad told me the other day, he goes, y'all gained, what number was it? It was like 7,000 followers or something. He's like, why don't you seem more excited about it? He asked me that question, and I said, truthfully,
what's there to be excited about?
No,
job's not done.
Job's not done. Kobe Bryant meme. Enter now.
Still waiting for a big smile out of you. You're up 2-0. What's the story? Are you not happy, or you're only half happy, or
still to be happy about?
You're up 2-0.
Job's not finished. Job finished? I don't think so.
But truthfully, what I think about it is when I made that decision that this is not my podcast, this is God's podcast, and we're serving unto Him everything that we do.
Yeah.
When I made that shift, we were experiencing no success, and then I had to shift it. So we're experiencing no success, and I have this mindset that this is what God's telling me to do, so I'm going to do it. We had no views for 8 months. Now God blesses me with influence, blesses the podcast with influence. My personal account has grown by 300 followers in 2 weeks. Me, Braden, the podcast, everyone's influence is growing. Wait, so now I'm going to take credit for it?
Yeah, no.
So my dad's like, why aren't you more excited about it? It's because it's the same thing I've been doing for 8 months.
Yeah.
I haven't changed anything.
Oh, I agree.
God just is deciding to do something different with it.
Oh, I agree.
And that's the beauty of surrendering something.
Good point. This shows you that you can choose two different righteous ways to think about something. Cole's like, okay, just another thing. I've been excited about these people hearing about Jesus. Guess what? We both did it two different ways, and guess what? Neither of us are wrong. And it shows you that there is oftentimes there's multiplicity in God's nature, right? And we're going to show different sides of Him. Me and Cole are different in many ways, right? So whenever something happens, I'm allowed to react in a certain way, and he's allowed to react in a certain way.
You know what you're experiencing? You're experiencing joy. I'm experiencing peace. The reason I say that is because you taking it with Instagram, I've been feeling the desire to spend less time on social media for the last 3 months of my life, because with me being a videographer and me making social content for all these people, so much of my time is spent on social media, so it became so daunting on me. I was like, dude, I'm in the Matrix, bro. It's like I have these goggles on all day and I'm living in the Instagram and I'm not living in real life, so it became overwhelming to me. So then we had 1,500 followers when I let you start posting.
No, more than that.
1,800. 2,000.
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever.
We've over doubled. Let's just say that.
Yeah. You start posting, all the success happens. I experience peace because I'm just sitting there and just peace is just overwhelming me. Peace and joy are different because joy is not happiness, joy. Joy is an expression. Joy is a uplifting thing that you experience versus peace is mellow.
Maybe it was at a time where God's wanted you away from social media, so he didn't want you to be the one post. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like maybe it has nothing to do with me doing, posting or whatever. It's the Lord, right? The whole thing's God. You can't get away from that. The whole thing's God. Doesn't matter what you do, how you do this. What if you press the
Your
right
social media
if you-
strategy is perfect.
if you press the right buttons at the right times, it'll
Timing,
this, that.
you got to post at 10 a.m. and 5 p.m.
It's none of that. None of that for us anyway. Other people can think that. It's none of that for us. So I do think, like, maybe God was protecting Cole and keeping his heart pure, and but needless to say, part of me is excitement for knowing that people are being affected by Jesus. And then there's this other part where I'm beginning to making sure I have the fear of the Lord, right? And I actually just wanted to make sure that I want to fear the Lord in such a way that when I teach, whenever I say things, it's heavy in a good way. It's not just a whim I came up with, right? Because I know I'm affecting people now a lot. The more and more people, the more
You realize your voice carries weight. The
exactly
word you say carries weight.
it takes that realization, and perhaps I should have done a better job of having that realization earlier. But I didn't take my words lightly. But now I want to make sure I have the fear of the Lord, not the fear of how people are going to take things, but fear of the Lord, where I'm never going to say things. Fear of man and fear of the Lord work in two completely opposite ways. Fear of man causes you to do things that you wouldn't normally do, based off of trying to grow your was it kind of like how would I say, your influence, your closeness with man. That is your purpose. Whenever you're fearing man, you're basically worshiping man, right? When you fear the Lord, you are doing things for the purpose of knowing God and God getting what he wants, right? So I wanted to make sure I stayed in that place whenever these things are happening.